In this issue of Fashion Classics, go back in time to the spring of 1992 to see what we wore. In the news, see why traditional classics became high fashion that season. The designer profile spotlights 25 years of standout style from Britain's Jean Muir. And meet the cover girl of the 92 season, Angie Everhart, a classic beauty bubbling with sex appeal. Come inside fashion to Cleef Arpels, where timeless keepsakes are created. See how newsmaker Giorgio Armani influenced style in 1992 with his quiet elegance. Do you remember the must-buy of the 92 season? All this and more from the Fashion Vault. As the world turns and life gets more complicated with every day, it's nice to know that some things never change. Classics are those little things that we return to time and time again, those essentials we rely on to always endure. In an age when many businesses fail, some companies have been more successful than ever. They know the secrets of success lie in timeless classics. In the fashion headlines, go back to basics and the spring and summer of 1992. That season, conservative looks were on the cutting edge, and designers the world over decreed it was hip to be square. Classic style was never so wearable.
Everything that's traditional is suddenly high fashion again.
I think that women really don't want complicated clothes. They want clothes that make them feel fantastic.
Actually, if I had to buy one thing, I'd buy a great shirt. I think that's probably the biggest statement.
In 1992 and still today, the white shirt makes a timeless statement. It's classic, comfortable, and conservatively chic. In New York, Jennifer George sheerly tailored the shirt for spring '92. And Isani smocks it. In Paris, Karl Lagerfeld suited the body with the white shirt leotard. And Ralph Lauren tied it on with snappy midriff-bearing style. In London, Workers for Freedom went ultra-feminine. And the white shirt shimmered at night from Jenny. In 1992, Perry Ellis teamed the shirt with a long skirt.
It does mean clothes that can stand the test of time a little bit. It's the 90s, not the 80s.
I think there is a need now to give an alternative to the regular straight skirt everybody's been wearing, and which is still very good. But I think it's more feminine to have some fabric that moves with your body as you walk, as you go around.
I did show long skirts that were very sexy. They were slit for leggy strides. They had either buttons up the front, side, or back. Very pegged, which is the key to making them look sexy and not dowdy.
Another new classic that '92 season was the longer skirt, slit high for maximum exposure. In New York, Calvin Klein flashed a little leg. And Vivienne Westwood buttoned up the best long looks in London. The Missonis knit the skirt long and leggy in Milan. And Oscar de la Renta sizzled with white-hot style. For spring 1992, Donna Karan returned to basics too, power-packed with sex appeal.
I think this season is a return, in a way, to simplicity.
Women buy clothes that they can wear literally the year round. That's the point.
And there I felt for more graphic patterns, like the stripes and playing with stripes, and also strong dots.
And classic dots, checks, and stripes patterned fashion that spring 1992. Adrian Vittadini sailed into the season with jaunty navy and white stripes. And Danielle Hechter's stripes hugged the torso. Bill Blass impeccably tailored striped suiting. Sonia Rykiel boldly checks out her blazers. And Chantal Thomas romantically reached the checkpoint. Christian Lacroix masterfully mixed checks. But Randolph Duke's spotted fever had temperatures rising. Anna Murray's dotted looks were, as always, ultra-feminine. The best of the new classics from around the world for spring and summer 1992. Fashionable women have collected Hermès scarves since 1937. A fashion classic, the Hermès scarf. For over a quarter of a century, Britain's Jean Muir was acclaimed for designing distinctive classic garments. Muir made the art of dressmaking a fine art, and she gained an international reputation for her fluidity of line.
I think Jean is sensational. She's really the top of the line, not only in London, but on a world-class scale.
From her London home and design studio, Jean Muir reflected on her 25-year career before her death in 1995.
I don't know, I sort of became a dress designer or a maker of clothes, really rather by accident. I don't ever remember thinking anything about what I would like to do. And really, I mean, I think that it just so happened that I make clothes. I mean, you know, I would do anything, obviously, originally that would be creative. I mean, I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. But I'm not particularly hung up on clothes, I'm hung up on the making of them. I love making, and I love craftsmanship, and I love constructing, and I love the technique of making clothes. I find that infinitely more interesting than thinking of the idea in the first place. I mean, it's sort of rather like engineering or architecture or sculpture to really make beautiful shapes. I am told that it looks as if I particularly understand a woman's body, which if I didn't by now would be a sad thing. And I think also the way that I use materials and that I use the same materials constantly and what I do with them is what makes it different every season, you know. I mean, I always use jersey and I construct jersey. I don't drape it, I construct it. Look at these lovely gold buttons with their little green stones in. And it's a lovely example of craftsmanship. I mean, I love working in skin. And I mean, to a certain extent, working in jersey taught one how to work in skin, or it evolved really through treating a supple fabric like jersey and constructing it, as it were. And then letting it relax, as it were. And so when I started making suede bullets a long time ago, one treats it in the same way as jersey, oddly enough.
In 1992, Jean Muir celebrated her 25-year anniversary in design. She reflected on a lifelong career.
I don't think anything changes. I think it just goes on, you know. I mean, I think you always are what you are. I mean, you know, you get more experience and this, that and the other. And I don't particularly like looking back. I like, you know, I think that's gone because, you know, I think everybody should look forward all the time. In every sense that means, look forward to something.
Jean Muir, classic signature style. Diamonds are truly a girl's best friend. A fashion classic, a diamond is forever. Come inside fashion to the internationally acclaimed Van Cleef Arpels, where timeless, exquisite keepsakes are a legacy. Meet Jacques Arpels, whose father and uncle founded this family jewel in 1906.
I think we have always been very classical, and when jewelry is a little too fancy, our experience taught us that it's not very valuable because people get tired. We have to be different every year, but always remain classical.
Van Cleef & Arpels' impeccable reputation is based on originality of design, and the fact that Arpels scans the globe to uncover the treasures that inspire each new piece.
Our manufacturing is a little like sculptures. We don't reproduce our successful pieces more than 6 or 8 times. We never go beyond because we have enough stock, enough imagination to come to something different and newer.
Precious stones are diamonds in the rough until the magic of Van Cleef & Arpels design gives them brilliance and life.
I think that when you are about to produce an outstanding piece, it's very exciting. The invisible setting with colored stones that we did about 30 years ago was very, very successful. Diamonds are so hard, we never managed to do invisible setting jewelry until this year because we have found a process of cutting the very hard diamonds to be set one next to each other with no mounting, no claws, no prongs, just a white surface.
The Arpels invisible setting revolutionized modern jewelry, a blend of craftsmanship, technology, and love.
The most satisfying is to have a wonderful team with me, because jewelry is one thing. All by myself I can't do anything. But we've got 50% of the staff who are very experienced, devoted, and that makes me very happy, because I inherited a lot of things from my father and uncles, but not the team.
And the Arpels team follows the most exacting standards before a piece will bear the VCA trademark.
We have a reputation of being loyal and honest. We've done our best to be, if not the most important in the world, the best.
Van Cleef & Arpels, the best in classic jewelry. Marilyn Monroe said the only thing she wore to bed was Chanel No. 5, a fashion classic. Meet the cover girl of the spring 1992 season, Angie Everhart, a red-hot classic beauty who sizzles with sex appeal. But underneath her sophisticated exterior simmers a bubbly tease.
I have the best time. I get out there and I have so much fun on stage that I just flirt and tease and say hi, and I'm myself.
Angie grew up in Ohio, and she was the typical girl next door, a gymnast, a cheerleader, a golfer. But how did this Midwesterner become a top international cover girl?
I have to blame it on my mother. I was a wild child, and she just wanted to get me into something. And so she went to a modeling agency and says, "Do you think my daughter can be a model?" And took my pictures, and it started from there. Since I was 3, I wanted to be an actress or a model or whatever, or in front of people or doing something like I'm doing.
Angie did many commercials, and today, keep an eye out for her in the movies. She almost married actor Sylvester Stallone. But in '92, her heart belonged to the runway and the photographers who knew her best.
I love the photographers. I get down there, every time I get to the end of the runway, they scream and yell, and either they scream my name or they're, woo! I like to have fun. I like intelligent people. I like to learn about people and places, and it's hard to just like pinpoint one thing about myself that describes all of myself, because there's so many different sides of me. And I'm very fortunate in my job and with the way I was born, because I can't help the way I look. I'm fortunate with thank you, Mom and Dad. But I enjoy myself, and I take advantage of my situation, because with a little bit of intelligence and a little bit of beauty, you can go just about wherever you want to go, I think. And I don't mean to sound snobby.
Angie Everhart, the beauty who broke the classic mold for spring '92. Since 1837, world travelers have packed it in Louis Vuitton luggage, a fashion classic. Can you remember the must-buy for spring of 1992 that was a timeless classic? The pantsuit. The natural transition during a time when women were wondering what skirt length to wear. Pantsuits became an acceptable form of dress for the office, and women loved its versatility and comfort. Did you wear the pants in the family? The pantsuit, a timeless classic with a modern edge, then and now. In the 1930s, Ray-Ban created sunglasses to protect the Army Air Corps. Aviators, a fashion classic. When shopping for the best in classic prints, Etro is the one name to know. For more than 20 years, beautiful fabrics have been a way of life for Italy's House of Etro. In the spring of 1992, Etro created a line of new classics in women's apparel.
The company was founded by Mr. Etro, that still is the president, in 1968. At first it was a company of textile. We were producing fabrics for all the best designers all over the world. And after many years, Mr. Etro decided to get also in finished product with his own name.
The name Etro graces shops from Beverly Hills to Paris, boutiques that carry a full range of elegant products.
We started years ago with the ties and all men's accessories. That means ties, scarves, robes, bow ties, belts. Then we expand the line in the leather goods, from small leather goods to big pieces. Then we get into menswear with jackets and trousers, pants and sweaters. And then last is the ladies' wear collection. Etro is it's printed fabrics. Etro is paisley mainly. So we have to find the right way to mix solid colors, solid fabrics with prints. But I think that the interpretation of the prints in a soft way, in a very classic way, I think that is the Etro look.
And under the design direction of Anne-Marie Beretta in 1992, the Etro look took signature prints and gave them classic international appeal.
We think that it's very important to have our own image. And we think that the Etro word, it's very classic. Our image is not only English, our image is Italian classic. And sometimes it is closer to Austria, to the north part of Europe, than to England.
Etro, an image based on a legacy of quality and elegance whose timeless classics are built to endure.
I think you don't have to look back. You have to assume that you are classic, you are elegant, and classic doesn't belong to the past. I mean, it can be also something projected to the future.
Etro, new classics for the 1990s. The Gucci loafer became a popular status symbol in the 1960s for him and her. Today, it's still a fashion classic. The newsmaking designer whose name was and is synonymous with the word classic is Giorgio Armani. The maestro of Italian fashion, in 1992, Armani was the king of a $350 million empire. From his beginnings in menswear in 1964 to the launch of a women's ready-to-wear line in 1975, Giorgio Armani creates timeless classics.
Il 2000 non è poi così
The year
lontano.
2000 is not so far away.
Penso che I don't think that there will
grandi
be
cambiamenti,
dramatic
grandi
changes.
capovolgimenti non
I
ci
think that
saranno.
fashion will go towards
Penso
a
che
great
forse si va verso una
simplification
semplificazione
of style.
della moda. I colori sono quelli
The colors are
piuttosto
Armani
Armani.
colors.
Sono
Neutrals,
neutri, sono i
grays,
grigi,
sands,
sono
mixed
i
with
sabbia
blue,
con i blu,
black,
i neri con i
with
beige,
and also some
qualche
hot
punta di
points of
colore
Indian
indiano.
color.
I tessuti sono la cosa più importante, in
Fabrics
quanto
are the
ritengo
most
che
important
sulle
thing.
forme sia
I
stato
believe
fatto
that
fin
too
troppo
much has been
per la
made
moda
of the
femminile,
female form. She's been
travisando
dressed
il
up to
corpo
look
femminile
ridiculous.
e
Perhaps
ridicolizzandolo.
the right use of materials
Forse una valvola di
will
sicurezza per
serve
fare
as a
ancora della
safety
moda
valve.
è la ricerca nel tessuto in modo particolare. Le donne si muovono in maniera completamente
Women
diversa
exercise and move
e anche
differently
senza dover
now.
fare del femminismo trovo
Even
che le
without
donne
being
hanno
feminists,
trovato un posto
women
loro,
have
un
found
posto
their place
loro,
in the world on
accanto
an equal
all'uomo
footing with their
in
male
maniera
counterparts.
decisa.
Armani women's wear has always followed many of the principles of male dress. His clothes build confidence, and each season Armani's understated style roars into the fashion headlines. His simplicity creates the most refined looks of the season. And women the world over have been subtly seduced by Giorgio Armani. He is Italy's fashion genius, a master of quiet elegance.
Spero che abbia voluto significare che
I hope that
sia
this
voglia.
collection demonstrates
Noi
the male
uomini,
desire.
io credo, abbiamo
That
voglia
men
di
want
avere a
women
fianco
next
una
to
donna
them who are not
che
fashion
sia
victims.
meno vittima della moda. Sono molto felice.
I am very
Spero
happy.
che
I hope that this
questa mia
collection will be
collezione
meaningful.
abbia significato qualche cosa.
Giorgio Armani from the Spring 1992 Fashion Vault. Now, here's some hot tips for your classic style.
I think long skirts are directional, but they're fun when they're open. It still shows the leg.
Long looks can still be revealing.
There's no rule. I think long has a place and so does short. And what's even better is a woman who can wear both.
Or you can skirt the issue altogether with seasonless pantsuits.
I think the time for throwaway clothes, for paper dresses, for things you wear once and give away, I think that's coming to an end.
Gentlemen prefer ladies who dress to thrill.
Dresses. I really do. I like to see women wear dresses.
Fashion classics from 1992.